Well, hey, Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, we're going to be diving into the Mobile Suit Ensemble Requiem for Vengeance mobile suits, a recent release that is super awesome, totally my type of thing in Universal Century. Let's dive in and take a look. Alright, so with Mobile Suit Ensemble, we know I'm a huge fan. If you don't, I have so many videos. So, this was a recent release. I find it very interesting. I guess it's not too big of a deal, but the box is just this white box that just had the pieces in there to build. There's nothing cinematic about this, dramatic, fun. It was just the pieces in this box, but should I really complain about that? It did, though, come with this little booklet, I guess, where you could see the picture of each one and then just some stuff. So, like, nothing really interesting. But let's take a look at their crew here, shall we? And I think I've got their names down, right? We've got the Lashan Zaku 2, we've got the Gundam EX, we've got the Solari Zaku 2, we've got the Kale Zaku 2, and Chubs. So let's look at them. All right, here's a close look at the Lashan mobile suit. These are really fun to build. You can see with the red shoulder spike, these little pieces that you would plug in. So far, nothing has fallen apart, which is pretty good. All right, and here is the Solari mobile suit. This one comes with the heat axe. The others don't, but it's the same heat axe that are with other Zaku from Mobile Suit Ensemble, so you can use those weapons on the others if you'd like. To kind of get an idea of the articulation on these things, the head's on a ball joint. It doesn't go up unless you want to take it off, but really you actually can do an up and down here. All right, we've got the arm. So there's a full arm rotation on this, right? Not only that, but there's also the elbow, which that's a lot. And then there's even, the hand has a rotation as well as the elbow, but also on the shoulder. Now things can get in the way, but the arm can move up. Now that's a lot in the way, but you can at least get that sort of range, which is pretty cool with something this small. And then moving down to the legs, we've got a waist swivel that can come apart pretty easily. But then we have the legs themselves, which look great. I mean, they're on ball joints up at the hip. And then, you got a full knee articulation. Doesn't go back too far, but far enough. And then the feet, all on ball joints. You can get a lot of rotation out of this. So, one of the main reasons I like these is just because of how articulated they are. And this kind of proves that. Now, on the shield, it's interesting. I mean, love the design on this, all the detail. But also, this little piece seems to be separate. I've never taken it apart before. We're going to do it right now. I mean, is that so you could put it on the inside if you wanted to, just to take it off, just to turn it? Maybe. I'm not too sure. I haven't really messed with it, but it is neat that is an articulated option that's part of the Zaku shield. And the shield just pops in right there. Pretty easy. All right, and we've got Kale. There's a lighter green to it, not too much of a difference, but there are red hands, which are pretty cool. A lot of the Mobile Suit Ensemble hands are all the same black hands, so it is nice. And I think it was the Mighty Strike Freedom. I want to say they were gold, but I painted the top white. So, there's still some details you could do, but it's actually kind of cool to get red hands. Because the truth is, these aren't far off from Gunpla. You could really customize and make your own type of mobile suit with getting a bunch of these Mobile Suit Ensemble, using the different connector points, different weapons. I should do that sometime. All right, and here is Chubs. We've got the red going down the top of the visor, which looks nice, and I like the green on this. It's a darker green. I mean, it is very cool of them to have made sure each Zaku had a different shade of green. This one's a little lighter, which I think with Lashan, and then you have Kale, it's a super light color. So it's really cool that we got the different colors, especially considering the brown we got with the Solari. But another cool thing with this, other than the red on there being different, is the type of spikes are a little different, and then the little antenna on the side. I like how they sort of have different looks. Interesting that the vent on this is black and this one isn't. I'll have to check to see from the anime what is accurate. And lastly, the cool one, the Gundam EX. Huge fan of this design for so many reasons. It has some of the awesome sensibilities that came from 08 MS team, but also kind of a new sort of skeletal iteration of the RX-78-2, which works so well as sort of a prototype experimental Gundam. The shield, highly detailed, and it's got the paint apps, looks great. And that's, one of those where it just plugs on the elbow, so not much going on there. And you know what? With less of the plastic or whatever around the shoulder, you can probably get some more range easily. Look at how high up that goes, even with the shield on. That's really good. Here is the beam rifle right after the show / anime, whatever you want to call it, CGI fest. It looks good. And then just to kind of show some more articulation, like I love just how articulated these things are. You could do so much. They're so emotive. There's so much range for just these little things. It's really awesome. Other neat things on this happen to do with the beam saber. We have the little contraption that comes out from the back to pull another beam saber. Love that, because that's something they didn't have to do, but they did. It could have just been molded on the side like that. And then the Gatling gun. This is another awesome favorite of mine, the shoulder Gatling gun on any mobile suit. This is awesome. But especially having it on the Gundam EX and it function the way it should. There would be more white on this if I was to properly detail it. But even looking at the back with the minigun ammo, there's not a belt, which would actually be a neat thing. It'd probably be hard to do on this, but it'd be neat to sort of somehow come up with a belt to attach on here for the detail. And just getting some more closer looks. I mean, look at all the detail on this mobile suit ensemble, Gundam EX. Even the eyes, the V-fin, the head. I'm glad that it had some of the gray on it. You can see a little bit of paint coming off on the side, but that's okay because these are so small and the detail is there. So while the Solari Zakutu came with the heat axe, the Gundam EX came with a beam saber. Now the beam saber, and it's like this with all mobile suit ensemble, the beam saber handle is clear, so I painted that white. And the blade is clear, so I did pink, and then I did a little bit of blue at the base to kind of give off that look from the show itself, although I think I could probably do a little more here to make it a little more interesting. And because this is all clear, isn't this like prime opportunity for LEDs or something? And yeah, just pop that in the hand, and then you've pretty much got your mobile suit ensemble Gundam EX with actually everything attached. I love how we got the shield, you got the beam saber, the gun, you got the Gatling gun on the side, and you've got the extra beam sabers. Like, this is so kitted out to be out there to play with. I don't know what the end goal is. What's really cool about this is, and I've brought it up before in another Gundam Explained show or something, where there is a beige colored robot I got out of a gumball machine when maybe 5 or 6. It had to be 5 or 6 just because of where I was, where I got it. I remember I was very young. And it was, where I'd open it up and it had all the little parts and pieces to put on. And I vividly remember it. And I think that's why I like the mobile suit ensemble so much, is because it kind of brings that back, where it's like I'm looking at a mech. I'm building the mech. I could customize the mech. And they don't take up space. I have so many of these. So speaking of having too many of these, this is my crossbone. And I heard something fall off. And man, this thing falls off all the time. It's this tiny little antenna. I think I have a review of this up, because what I did was I went through and completely detailed this, as much as possible. Coloring panel lines, the gold on the mouth, I'm pretty sure I did that. I think even like the little yellow on the sides here, the gun I painted. There is so much that you can do. Yeah, the back with the yellow and the panel lining. There's so much that you could do with these mobile suit ensemble, and I really feel like just looking at these two right here, the Gundam EX and the Solari, there's already so much I think I could do and I might get to. I just got to say, I think the quality and the color separation already is really good on this, but there's so much opportunity to kind of detail this up just a bit more. Let me know what you think. Should I detail this up, and should I do it as a live video? All right, I want to do some comparisons because I love doing that. Here is Hyakushiki. So this is to kind of get an idea of what's still UC Gundam, but it's when it kind of goes a little more extreme, with the type of stuff we saw at Zeta. But, compared to the Gundam EX, they are like right in line with each other. I love how these look. And here's another one, the S Gundam. This is just another example of how it retains a lot of the exaggerated design philosophies that later UC did. And I love how much bigger this is compared to this. They're kind of in scale with each other, kind of not. Here's a way to test that out. Here's the Nightingale. This thing is huge. And then here's the Gundam EX next to it. I don't have a high new. I need to get that. Right now, I have a Sazabi in the new, but I don't have the high new to go with this Nightingale. But you see how big it is. I mean, they really tried their best to make these in scale with each other. So anyway, that was a quick look at these Mobile Suit Ensemble Requiem for Vengeance figures. Super awesome. I think you can get them at Big Bad Toy Store. They think they go for around 60 or so. I'll have links below. But to me, these things are worth it. I love Mobile Suit Ensemble. And you know what? Having to buy them this way, actually, if you buy them, they don't have like a release yet, I guess, in the gumball machines, but you can buy them together. At the end of the day, it's cheaper just to buy these and import these than to get them at the Gashapon shops. Because right now, especially where I live in North Texas, you have to pay $15 minimum just to get the tokens required. And I think it's 4 tokens. Is it 4 or 5 tokens? I forget, for one, and it ends up, the math ends up going crazy. I love these. They're just kind of expensive here, so I import them. Anyway, let me know what you think, and shout out to all the supporters that make this possible. Check the links in the description if that's something you're into, or check out supporting the channel. I'm really trying to build out the YouTube memberships to really offer a lot, and it really helps me out too. So anyway, there you go. Have a good one, and we'll talk later.